And hello, everyone. Thank you so much. This is another live episode of Father Son Galaxy. I am Kerwin. Thank you once again if you're listening or watching us on whatever your audio platform, or you're watching us on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. Thank you. We really appreciate it. All right. So we're here to talk about the finale of Agatha All Along. We got two episodes. Okay. All right. Episode 8. I don't know how much more I can say about the writing on this series. It's just that it's superb. I just love how it's telling a story. And you could tell that they plan each character's development, going back to from the time they started up to the present time, and how it flips back and forth from the present to the past, and it's just wonderful. All right, so let's get into it. Keith is not here, but we're going to go ahead and talk about Agatha All Along. All right. Episode 8 is called Follow Me, My Friend, Glory at the End. All right. Now, for those of you who were around in the 90s, do you remember this movie Ghost, with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore? So the scene that starts at the very beginning reminds me of that movie, so it's, Sam Wheat. Um, is Patrick Swayze's character. He is involved in a mugging. He and his girlfriend Molly are involved in a mugging. The 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 mugger has a gun, shoots Sam. Sam is running after the gunman. He is not aware that he is dead. It's actually his spirit that's actually running, but the body of Sam is just lying on the floor, all right, lifeless. And the story takes place where, okay, well, the spirit knows that it's not ready to go. He sees a light coming from up above, and there's this beam shining down that's ready to take him in, but he's not ready to go. He runs in the other direction because he needs to find out who and why he was targeted. All right, so that's all I'm going to tell you if you've never seen the movie, but it's a great film. Check it out. But here's what we got here. So we got Alice. Same situation, realizing that she is dead. She is lying on the floor, lifeless. And you see her spirit wake up, and she sees death. Death is real, played by Aubrey Plaza. And she can't believe what's going on. And she knows that she sees death, that this is not a good sign. Um, and she realizes there's no chance of going back to her life. And Death says, no, there isn't. Alice says, well, I'm a protection witch. And then Rio says, yes, you died protecting someone, which was Agatha in the past few episodes. So Alice understands that her life on Earth is done, and she walks away with death, right? Great start to this episode. So now apparently, we know that Rio and Agatha have this love-hate relationship, and they're using Billy as a pawn. So it seems that Billy has a very powerful um, magical power where he can reincarnate himself. So, in other words, he can't be killed. So, if he is in the body, if he's taken out with the body that he has, he's just going to go and take another body and reincarnate that one. So that's very interesting. Now that's a good plot twist because I did not see that coming. So Rio wants to make a deal with Agatha. So Agatha wants, well, Rio knows that she can't kill Billy. So she wants Agatha to at least have Billy turn himself in and have death take him away. Now, what that means, I'm not sure. But they make this agreement. Agatha goes along with trying to get Billy to go with Rio. We'll see how that goes. All right. So let's talk about Jen. Jen, played by Shashir Zamata. We've really come to find out her backstory and what she's about. We knew that she was bound years ago, over 100 years ago, 1920, I believe. Um, and she all this time thought it was a doctor was the one who bound her, even though this doctor didn't have the type of powers to do so. Well, another plot twist. Did I say this was a spoiler review? Just want to make sure everybody knows that. Um, in the other plot twist, come to find out that it wasn't the doctor that bound Jen, it was Agatha 100 years ago. And Agatha had no idea it was Jen, if you believe her. So now there's a point right now where Agatha can make things better for Jen, and one of the things that Jen says to Agatha is, and she repeats it over and over and over. It was very powerful. She says, "You no longer." She says, Jen says this to Agatha, "You no longer have a hold on me. You no longer have a hold on me." And she kept repeating it until Agatha let her go. She has her powers restored. Jen is back, and you can see her I think it was pink color. Her powers is pink, and you see her um, just be reinvigorated, and she's crying with happy tears, and she's back, and everything is right again, and then she just disappears. Okay, she just disappears. um, the road. We're going to talk a little bit more about the witch's road, but it turns out that at the end of the road, it starts at the very beginning. All right. So, in other words, the road is a circle. Very interesting. Wasn't expecting that either. So, what does this mean? We'll find out later. So, just keep that in mind. So, that's the road. All right. So, now Jen is gone, and now all that's left is Billy and Agatha. And Agatha and Billy have this communal, or this communication with each other in regards to his brother Tommy. And what what I was getting out of this was, they were kneeling and they were chanting and speaking to each other, that in order to bring Tommy back to life, that Tommy, just the same as Billy did, have to take a body of another boy to become Tommy. And it looks like there was maybe something that took place in Billy's past where that did happen, where there was a boy that was actually used as a vessel for Tommy. They didn't really get much into it, so I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen. So it seems to me that Tommy is out there in a body. We don't know what that body is, and we don't know where Tommy is. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. Um, this is interesting. So this body for Tommy, Billy is looking to see where he could find Tommy. All right. After this chant that he and Agatha have, Billy disappears. And now it's back to Rio and Agatha going at each other once again. Agatha is in her home, by the way. So she's returned from the road. She's in her home. She is in the cellar, almost was crushed in her cellar, buried alive, but she was able to get out through the cellar door. And then who's waiting for her but Rio? Death is out there waiting for her. And the two of them battle it out. And apparently, Agatha also has her powers back. Well, not her powers back. It's a very unfair fight. So Rio has, all the powers in the world. Agatha does not. So Agatha is getting beat down. I mean, she's getting cut with glass. I mean, it was pretty intense. Then all of a sudden, we see the appearance for the very first time in live action of Wiccan. That's Billy's character, Wiccan, and he is all powerful. He's got the crown just like his mother, Wanda, and he is able to help Agatha Rio. He pushes her back, and not only does he do that with Rio, he transfers some of his powers to Agatha. All right, and what he says to Agatha is, "Don't take it all." And we know that Agatha loves power, and she loves to take power, all of it, for herself from other people. So he trusted her that she was not going to take all of his powers. She did the right thing. She had just enough power that she needed to defeat Rio. And then we come to a point where Rio says, "Well, you failed on your deal, Agatha. You were supposed to give me Billy. Billy's supposed to turn himself in." And that didn't work out. So now they have to make a choice. Rio says to them, "Okay, it's either you, Agatha, or Billy that has to come with me." And of course, Agatha, we know who Agatha is. She says, "Hey, take him, take the little boy. I don't care. I just met him. I don't need him." And then Billy actually offers, he's, you know, big-hearted Billy offers to go with Rio, but then Agatha couldn't let him do it. So she actually walks away, and there was something that Billy said to Agatha, as she was walking away, like he was using some telecommunication or telepath, and he asked a question about her son, Nikki. And Agatha stopped. And then she realized that what she was doing was not the right thing to do. And then she decided that she was going to go and actually go with Rio. And, they share this, um, this intimate kiss, Rio and Agatha, before Agatha decides that she is going to be the one to sacrifice herself for Billy. And that's what happens. All right. And there you go. Let's stop there and see who's in the chat. Eric, what's up, Eric? Thank you so much for joining. I don't think it has to be a boy or even a human necessarily. I think Billy could possess a scroll. That's very interesting. Yeah. All right. He can possess a scroll. Okay. All right. That's all right. Let's find out. We don't know. It seems to me that in the episode they were focusing on a particular boy that they were trying to take his body. But you might be right, Eric. I think it could be anything. It could be it doesn't have to be a human. Okay. All right. So as we can see, things don't always are not always what it's cracked up to be, but Agatha sacrifices herself. She loses her life, and um, she and Rio share one last kiss, and then Agatha uh, rises and then falls so lightly, softly to the ground, and she is laid to rest. All right, and that ends episode 8. All right. Now, well, actually, one more thing before the episode ends. So Billy now returns home. Remember, he used to be, or his parents think he's still Billy Kaplan. Um, so he returns home to his parents, and they're of course they're so concerned about him. They're looking at him. He's got cuts on his face, and he doesn't know what's going on. So he goes up. He takes a shower, goes up to his room, and he looks around, and he's noticing the toys in his room. He has toys of the Wizard of Oz characters, and he's looking at the Wicked Witch of the West, which, if you remember in the previous episode, when they were in costume, Agatha was dressed as the Wicked Witch of the West. All right. Billy is starting to piece things together. Like, he's seeing bits and pieces of things that were in his room that reminded him on the road. And we're not quite understanding what happened. But when he turns around, he is startled by something. We don't know what it is, and we have to wait till episode 9 to find out. Okay. So we're going to pick that up. So we go on to episode 9, called Maiden, Mother Crone. This is Agatha's backstory. All right. This is her talking about her son, um, Nicholas Scratch. And this was also very, very emotional. This is sometime in the past. They didn't really give a time exactly, but Agatha is carrying a child and she's running away. Who is she running from? Death, of course. All right. So it seems that Death, is coming for her son. And Agatha says, no, you can't have him. So she's running away. She delivers her baby without any help, and she delivers a boy. And she says to him, I spoke no spell. I said no incantation. You were made from scratch. That's his name, Nicholas Scratch. All right. What does Agatha do for a living? As if you want to know, she is a witch killer. And what she does is go around and well, she's a con artist, as a matter of fact. So what she does is we were 6 years later, and her son Nicholas is helping her steal from people. Okay, pretending to be victims, and can you help me? I don't have any money to feed my family, and they end up actually stealing money from people. Um, this was a very nice part. I love this, that the two of them actually had a song that they were creating. That is the ballad. All right. It's not the exact ballad, not the words exactly that you heard in episode 2 with the Coven, but the song originated between Agatha and her son Nicholas. And I thought that was very cool. So they had a melody and they had the words, and they were just making up the words as they go. So originally the song was, down the winding road, or the windy road, not the witch's road, but the windy road. And then as time went on, they just kept adding to the song, and the lyrics eventually changed to "Down the Witch's Road." Um, so they were at an event where Billy was actually performing the song "Down the Witch's Road," and he got people, excited about it, and they were clapping and enjoyed the song. But you could tell that there was something wrong with Nicholas because he had a cough. You see that he was getting weaker. He was getting sicker. We weren't sure what was happening. Well, we knew what was happening, but we knew what was coming, but we didn't want it to happen. Um, like a thief in the night, death comes for her son. So in the middle, so while they're sleeping, Rio appears and calls for her son. So Nicholas gets up, walks away, and just walks off with Rio. The next morning, Agatha gets up. Rio is gone. Nicholas is gone, and she knows that it's too late. That death has her son. So that leaves Agatha in mourning, and she is recalling the song that the two of them wrote together. And there was a witch that actually heard her hum and sing this song and said, "Well, can you show me how to get to Witch's Road? I mean, I heard the stories about the Witch's Road that it gets you to, there are things that you want." From your life or things you're seeking that you could find them if you go on the Witch's Road. Now, now, remember, this is just a song. There's no road, okay? So, but Agatha finds that this is a great idea to con these witches into taking their powers. So she is going around pretending that there is a witch's road and she's going to lead the way and show them how to get there. So what she does is exactly what she did in episode 2 with the coven is she has these witches gather around in a circle and they start chanting or singing the song. And then of course nothing happens because the road doesn't exist. And Agatha intentionally gets mad at them, so mad at them, so that they get angry and they throw their powers at her, and she just takes it all in and kills them right then and there. And she goes through her life, many, many years doing the same thing. That was her con. She has never seen the road. The road never existed. She's never been on the road. So we know the answer to that question when Billy asked her, have you even, what happens on the road? Have you been on the road? No, because it doesn't exist. I thought that was awesome. That was very awesome. And then the song, there are different variations of the song of throughout the episodes. And you have a great song where you can just take it and change the lyrics and have it mean something different. That's awesome. That is a fantastic idea, and you don't get tired of hearing it because when you hear it, it means something different. It's the right song for that right moment, that right scene, but it's not the same song that you would have heard in 3 or 4 episodes ago. It's not the same song that Lorna Wu created. It's just it's awesome. So now we know who Agatha is, what she's about, and she knows that this con continues on. It continues on right up until she meets the new coven that we are now aware of, which is Lilia and Alice, Jen, Sharon is a part of the coven. So now we're back to where we were in episode 2, where they're chanting and they're asking to get to this road, which Agatha knows doesn't exist. But lo and behold, there's a door that's created on the floor that takes them down to the road. And Agatha is looking like she has no idea what's going on. Like, why is there a road? The road doesn't exist. What is happening? Comes to find out that the road, even though it didn't exist for Agatha, it did for Billy. Now, Billy believed in the road so much. If you remember in the first couple of episodes, like he just kept asking about the road. Can we get to the road? Let's get the coven together. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. He believed so much in the road that he actually brought it to existence. That is awesome. That is awesome. However, if that is the case, and Billy was the one who actually created this road for the coven, the witches to take, is he also responsible for the death of the witches that did not make it? So that's Sharon, that's Alice, and Lilia. Well, so he has a conversation, and he feels, feels bad about it, and he thinks like he's responsible. So let's get back to Billy in his room when he turns around and he's startled by something. Who he sees is the ghost of Agatha, because we know Agatha is dead, but she returns as a ghost. All right. And of course, she has the lighting, like a Force ghost in Star Wars. They're not there, but they have this blue lighting around them. It's a soft light, and she is there, and she has the gray hair instead of the black hair. And she tells him, "Well, you know what? They made the decisions themselves, right? It's not you. It's not your fault. They were grown women. They decided they wanted to take the road for themselves." Um, but I don't think Billy is convinced of that, and he says, he's responsible for ending the lives of these three women. And then Agatha says to him, "Well, you actually saved one life, and that life is Jen." What happened to Jen? Well, Jen actually reappears from the ground. She is still at Westview, but she's free. And this was one of the most gorgeous shots I've ever seen on any series. So she's in Westview, and it's an exterior shot, and it's sundown, and you just see the horizon, the sun in the horizon, and she's just looking up at the sky, and she just uses her powers to just take off, and she just flies away. I thought that was awesome. So awesome. And shout out to Shashir Zamata. She was good in all, in the entire series, but this was her episode. She really nailed it, and she did an excellent job. So we'll see her again. We don't know what's going to happen to Jen, but at least we know that she made it out. So now back to Billy and Agatha. Billy goes back to where the road once was. He goes back to Agatha's home and realizes that the road for them no longer has any meaning, has no purpose. So what he does is he seals the floor. The road is closed, and as a nice touch, he engraves the names of the fallen coven, Alice and Lilia and Sharon. He engraves their name in the stone. You know, great tribute to them. And then one door closes, another door opens. So another door in the house leads to this bright white light. We don't know what it is, but the two of them, Agatha and Billy, they've come to terms. By the way, so Billy was trying to get rid of Agatha. He was trying to banish her, but it didn't work. Agatha was not going anywhere, and the reason why, she was determined to stay with Billy because she wanted Billy, because Billy reminded her so much of her son Nicholas. So she said she's not going anywhere. If we're going to do this, let's do this together. So now the two of them have come to an agreement that they're going to take this next journey together, and they're going to work it out, and they're going to go find Billy's brother Tommy. And there you go. And again, another twist, because I wasn't expecting that there would be a season two. Maybe there will be, maybe there won't be, because this story can pick up in, who knows, Vision Quest. Maybe there might be an Agatha season two, or it could be picked up in a movie, but we do know the story continues. And that is it. That is episode 8 and 9. It was, yeah, I, look, I tell you, this is, when you see this series is something that's going to stay with me for a very long time. Something that is written so well and performed to everyone's talents. You got the music and the songs, everything, the cinematography, the costuming, everything came together in this series. It was well done. One of the best Marvel series. Loki season 2, I would say, is up there. Still tops for me as far as Marvel series goes, but Agatha this season is a close second. So I hope you'd enjoyed it as much as I did. Let's go to Q&A. Let's see what we have. Eric said, "My dad said, I hope she doesn't get hit by a car when she made it out." Well, who were you referring to? Oh, you referring to Jen? Yeah, because she came out of the ground, and you just saw her walking across. Well, she didn't cross the street, but it just looked very desolate. There was nothing out there. I didn't expect there was going to be any car to come out and hurt her. Um, but yeah, so at least Jen's story, her story gets to continue, and so does Billy and Agatha. So we'll see what happens. All right. So that is it, everyone, for the last two episodes of Agatha All Along. Now, Marvel is busy. Okay, there's a lot going on. We a couple of days ago got a first look trailer of some of the things that are coming this year and in 2025. All right, let's talk about this. This is exciting. Deadpool and Wolverine, that big $1 billion movie that came out this past summer, it's now coming to Disney Plus on November 12th. All right. What If season 3? And I understand that this is the final season of What If. That will be December 22nd, 2024. It sounds like they're going to probably do what they did last year, is have maybe 7 or 8 episodes run one day after the other, so it ends right around maybe the end of the year. Um, I'll tell you, I'm not a big What If fan, but if I'll check it out. I'll at least check out the first 2 episodes. If I'm digging it, I'll continue watching the episodes. If not, then I may have to just put that one to the side and get ready for 2025, because we got January 29th, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man animated series. That was supposed to be freshman year, but they changed it now to your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Give me any Spider-Man, whether it's live action or animation, I'm there. That's January 29th. Daredevil Born Again. How many years have you been hearing about this series? It's finally coming March the 4th. Ironheart, again, it's been 2 years now since Wakanda Forever. We're finally getting Ironheart, and that will be dropping on Disney Plus on June 24th. Eyes of Wakanda, a new animated series, only 4 episodes, I believe. Is very short, but I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to see what happens there. That is in August the 6th. Marvel Zombies, also something that's been delayed for a little bit. October 2025. Wonder Man. All right. All right. This is going to be interesting. I saw this trailer. I don't know much about Wonder Man. I'm going to have to do my research on it, but it looks pretty good. Yahya Abdul Mateen. I'm all for it. So that is dropping in December 2025. So it's interesting. You know, Bob Iger said, okay, only 3 movies, per year. Um, but it looks like it's no holds bars when it comes to Disney Plus, So we got a lot of Marvel coming next year in theatrical and on Disney Plus. I'm all for it. All right. Skeleton Crew is coming December 3rd. So that's just about a month away. That's going to be interesting. Um, we are going to, you know, let you know that, Star Wars, we're going to be coming back to Star Wars, and the holidays, as a matter of fact, are coming. And if you know a Star Wars fan, if you're looking for cool gifts, we want you to make sure to check out Baraxium Outpost. Baraxium are good friends of ours, of Father Son Galaxy. Chris Ryans, he's been on our show many times. He has an online store, for toys and collectibles. So we like if you can just support him and just take a look at the website. The holidays are coming. So if you're looking for gifts, check out Baraxium Outpost, okay? And then I also want to thank our patrons, Baraxium and Mary B. Thank you for your support. We do have a Patreon. So if you're interested, please go to our website. All the information is there on the website to get to the patron. Um, our website is fathersongalaxy.com. We are on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, and X. We're on YouTube, obviously. We also have a clothing line, of apparel. So sweatshirts and hats, coffee mugs. We got you, right? Coffee mugs. That's going to be great for the cold season that's coming. So that's it. We want to grow the podcast. So we're going to need support. So we're asking if you're in a position to help us in whatever way you can. Okay. You can always reach out to us on the socials. And I also have an email address, which is KEYARD, YARDE, at gmail.com. All right. So let's go. Final Q&A. We got, look, All in the Game is here. It's been a while. All right. All in the Game is here. Wasn't that a long ago when MCU fans were getting so excited at a similar amount of content announced for each year in 21, 22, and 23, only, only for it to finally hit home that less is more? Yeah, it's a lot, but you know what? I never believed in Star Wars fatigue or MCU fatigue. Just give us good content, good storytelling. We can take it. We can watch 5, 6, 7 shows in one year. It's 365 days in a year. We got plenty of time to watch it and catch up and talk about it. Just give us good stuff. That's all we're asking for. And it looks like we might be headed there again as the MCU rushes to get the stuff out the way to try to get to the Avengers Doomsday. Yes, Doomsday and Secret Wars ASAP instead of spreading it out a little bit more. I hear you. You're right. It is a lot. And maybe waiting until 28, 29 for those two big movies to come out to coincide with the 10-year anniversary of Infinity War and Endgame. Yeah. Marvel has a plan, always did, always will. They and I'm fine with it. I know it seems like a lot of content, but again, we just want good stories. Give us a content. We'll be the judge of it to tell you whether it's working for us or not. If it's working for us, great. If it's not, that's okay. That's fine too. But I like it. I can't wait for it. And you're right. It is leading up to Doomsday, Secret Wars, but we knew that was going to happen, right? So it's finally here. I feel like that we've been waiting so long to get to Secret Wars, and it's going to be here in a couple of years. So exciting. I'm looking forward to it. All right. So, All in the Game, thank you so much for joining us. So it's been a while. So please come back. So that is it, everyone. So thank you so much. That is the end of Agatha. Great series. Again, like I said, is such a great series. Please check it out if you haven't. I'm certain I'm going to go back and rewatch it sometime, maybe next year. Like it might be an annual event, during Halloween season. Who knows? All right. So thank you once again to everyone. Until next time. Take care, and we will see you again.